Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Mackenzie Davis. A cash bond for $500,000 was set for the man accused of a hit and run in Watertown that killed a 35-year-old. WMTV's Cameron Kelly joins us from the newsroom. Cameron, the 54-year-old driver appeared in court virtually from the Jefferson County Jail today.
That's right, Mackenzie. Jeffrey Redeker was charged with 3 counts, including homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. New details in a criminal complaint reveal that Redeker was driving westbound on East Main Street, hit Cole Schrobush, and continued down the road, dragging him under his pickup truck before leaving that area. Officers spoke with a witness around 12:40 a.m. on Sunday, who told them he was Schrobush's designated driver. The complaint states that the designated driver was parked on the street to pick up Schrobush and recorded a video to show Schrobush where he was. The complaint reported that as the designated driver was recording, he caught the hit and run on video. Schrobush leaves behind his wife and 3 kids under the age of 7 days before Christmas. We hear from his wife, Megan, and a prosecuting attorney in court today.
The kids are missing him. They keep wondering where Daddy is, especially the little one. Just keep going, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
If the defendant is able to post bond, the state is going to request that this court require SCRAM pretrial monitoring in order to ensure an absolute sobriety order. No bars, taverns, liquor stores. There's a request from the victim's family that the defendant not have contact with them.
The complaint also revealed that law enforcement used the Flock license plate reader and Axon's LPR system to get the vehicle's license plate number, which helped them find Redeker's address. Redeker was arrested at his home a few hours after that incident. Live from the newsroom tonight, Cameron Kelly, WMTV 15 News.
Cameron, thank you. Redeker is expected to be back in court next month.